I'm a Georgia Bulldog till I die. Red and black running deep inside. Got that pride, you can see it in my eyes. Stand tall, yeah, we working through the night. G.A., G.A., that's right.
Welcome everybody to the live. Y'all already know what it is and know who it is, man. I'm your host, Major, and this is the Dog House. We are in this thing. Shout out to Armando Black Sports TV. You already know he rocking with us, you know what I'm saying? Hey, man, make sure y'all hit that like button as y'all walk into the door. You know what I'm saying? I know y'all see the background and y'all like, why you got these two dudes on the background? Who are these two dudes on the background? For those who don't know, I got Birdman and Master P. Those are my two idols, man, growing up. You know what I mean? But we're going to get into the topic at hand. We ain't going to talk about that right now. We're going to get into the topic at hand. And we talking about, what does it say about Georgia if Georgia was to lose Jared Curtis to Vanderbilt, man? It's a little weary for us, man. I don't know if I want to say I'm concerned. I don't think I'm concerned. Sorry for coming late too, y'all. I've been on that Crown Royal tonight, so I was a little late. You know what I mean? But I'm here. It's better late than never, right? So anyway, yeah. So man, I don't know if I'm concerned with that. Shabazz said no limit gave Cash Money that business. They definitely did, man. Shout out to both of them though. I love Cash Money, love No Limit. But yeah, man, I don't know, man. I don't know how this situation is gonna pull out. Like I said, I'm not as concerned as everybody else is. I saw a lot of, talk. I saw a lot of people that was, just going crazy about that situation, and I saw a lot of different little articles. Do anybody know about Dawn of the Dog? Is Dawn of the Dog a legit platform? Is it a legit website? I just want to ask the chat tonight, is Dawn of the Dog a legit website? Because I did get a little intel off of that website, and yeah, I'm not sure about it or whatever. But me personally, man, like I said, I'm not really concerned with the situation with Jared Curtis. And I'll explain more into the live. I'm only gonna go for an hour, so I'll explain more on why I'm not concerned with it. As if right now, it don't seem as if Jared Curtis is, he hadn't actually flipped. Obviously, he's going on a visit. I guess what made me kind of frustrated, not frustrated, but what made me kind of question what the deal is I guess I felt like we're in week 9 going into week 10, and you all of a sudden want to take a visit. So that kind of threw me off. Don't know what it was about. Don't know what the deal was. But like I said, I'll dig further into it, you know what I mean, once we get into this live and once we dig deep into this live. The phone lines is up. Let me put it in the chat so we can go ahead and get some people in that want to talk about it and want to share their opinion on what's going on, you know what I mean? So let me put the phone line, let me put the tap in line in the chat so that and pin it so that everybody can get in and, give their opinion on the situation. Let me put it in. So y'all already know the number. For those who don't know, 803-563-7193, man. Hit me up and let me know your thoughts on this situation. We just gonna get straight into it because I don't have nothing planned. I'm just freestyling this whole thing. Y'all know that's how I do. I just freestyle this whole thing. So whoever want to tap in tonight, let's go ahead and tap in and let's hear your thoughts on this situation. Like I say, I don't want to give my main thoughts until later on in the live, but I just felt like I would rather hear it from my dogs. Like, what do y'all feel about this situation, and how does this look? Where does Georgia look in this situation right now? Me personally, I just don't know. Like I said, my concern level is at like a minimum. I'm not very concerned with this situation. I'm not upset with it at all. I'm more so confused on why he is deciding to, take the visit. But like I said, does anybody know about Dawn of the Dog? Does anybody know about that website? Does that website have any validity? And I'm asking that question because I did read. Okay, somebody calling in. Hold on, real quick. Hold on, let me turn my
Call from
Jarrett.
Okay, we got Jared calling in. What it do?
Hello?
What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? What's up, Jared?
Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. So recruiting, you shouldn't be worried. The only thing people need to be worried about is signing day, the day of signing day.
True.
That's the only time to worry about. I don't get why people worry about when people flew. Tired of people thinking about getting recruited like this early in the year is a big worry. Like, whoop-de-doo. Don't worry about it. You need to worry about the day of signing day in December.
Right.
That's the only way to be worried. Even Uncle Lou talks about this, man. You gotta understand the big deal is recruiting, yes, but you just need to worry about it in December because that's when it's the most important.
Right.
And then NIL and transfer portals are important too because a lot of that is, I mean, look at Isaiah Horton. He's been a big important at Alabama. Look at what he's done. And he was from Miami, now he's at Alabama.
Right.
I mean, there's a lot of things. Transfer portal is important too.
Right.
We have a lot of stuff. I mean, the NIL, we used it. I mean, it's not just recruiting that matters too. It's, I mean,
right.
A lot of things have changed now.
And it's not the end of the world. It's not if he does transfer, or not transfer, but if he does flip to, it's not the end of the world. Obviously he's from Nashville, for those who don't know. So obviously he have somewhat of a relationship with Nashville, So in my opinion, I won't be surprised if that was to happen. Like I said, I'm not going to get too far into it until later on in the live on my opinion on what's actually going on with Jared Curtis, but it's not the end of the world. You got to think, we did not win the national championship twice. For those who don't know, we won it twice back to back. We didn't win it.
I got something for you. Look at Vanderbilt's, you look at Vanderbilt's, offensive linemen. They're not even 5-star. I think they're like 2-star or 3-star. And they're protecting Pavia. I mean, some of these people are not even 5-star. Look at Lad McConkey. He wasn't even a 5-star. He was like a 3-star.
Yep.
I mean, you gotta stop. I mean, you gotta understand. Some of these recruits don't even turn out. These 5-stars don't even turn out to be what they're expected to be.
Exactly. So you can't always, believe in the stars. That don't always matter. Now, does a lot of Georgia fans want to see an elite quarterback under center? Yeah, we do want to see that. I don't think we.
Yes, we do. But the problem is, we have seen elite quarterbacks under center. But here's my thing. We've had problems with that. We've had Jake Fromm. He was a problem. I don't care what anybody says. He was a terrible quarterback. He went to a national title, but he was a terrible quarterback. We lost the game because of him, and we should have put Sonny Michel in that game. He was doing better than Nick Chubb. I don't care what anybody says. Sonny Michel was doing way better against Alabama in that game.
Right.
But the whole point is quarterback play has been an issue for a while. And we finally have the right quarterback. Carson Beck, he was a great quarterback, but not fit for the system we have.
Right.
He did bring us. He did put us in situations where we could come back from losses.
Right.
Yes, he did do that. Now Gunnar Stockton proves he's been proving this stuff that he can come back from behind.
Yep.
He's been proving that.
Yep.
And I think Gunnar Stockton has proven that he for Mike Bobo's offense. I think he'll stay for another year because I don't think Gunnar Stockton is the right type of quarterback for the NFL because of his size and height.
Right. But he definitely, I think he'll, not to cut you off, go ahead. Go
ahead. I think he's a great college quarterback for Georgia. I think he fits Georgia perfectly.
Definitely. Yep. Definitely. That's what I was thinking too. I was thinking that he'll be a good college quarterback. And I think next year we will see a totally different type of Gunnar Stockton come next year. And I really believe in that. Now, I didn't believe in him in the beginning of the season. I'm not going to lie, I did not believe in him as much. But I also did know that he did need to get the experience. And I'm seeing him gaining the experience right now. And it's showing up in these games. It showed up definitely against Ole Miss, and that's the type of quarterback that I want to see, week to week. The same type of quarterback we've seen against Ole Miss, so that's a good thing. And I would like to see him next season also. I know I rooted for Ryan Puglisi a whole lot, but with Gunnar Stockton getting this experience right now, I would rather see Gunnar just mainly for the experience come next season.
The only downside is if we keep Gunnar Stockton next year, there's a chance that Puglisi might go in the transfer portal.
Yeah.
Now you could pay Puglisi a king's ransom. You could pay him a bunch of money to stay.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
yeah, you
could pay him a stay by. Hey, we need a good backup quarterback, and he is a good backup quarterback. We see that he's only thrown 2 interceptions, one in the half at Tennessee, and one in garbage time against Kentucky.
Right,
and
right.
I mean, that's it. That's only 2 bad plays.
And
so I mean, if you pay him a good amount of money to stay, but you got to pay other people too. It's $20 million on the whole team, the whole athletes.
Right.
So
and that'll be terrible. I'm not gonna lie, that'll be terrible for us because we don't know what Jared Curtis is gonna do. So if we happen to start Gunnar next season, obviously, somebody will leave. You know what I mean? So it's.
But I'd rather Jared Curtis leave than Ryan Puglisi leave.
Honestly, yeah, I'm with you on that one. I know a lot of people see the 5-star. A lot of people see how he's balling out in high school, but it has to translate over to college football. We done seen it happen a million times where a guy can be a 5-star in high school. He can do all the right things in high school, but when it comes to college football, it doesn't translate over well. And I'm not saying that Jared Curtis won't translate over well. I'm just saying the star doesn't matter all the time.
I think Puglisi was like a 4-star or something. I think he was like a 4-star or something.
Yeah, but I'm talking about Jared Curtis. I know a lot of people.
I have problems with quarterbacks that are 5-star and they turn out to be. But look at Dylan Raiola. He was supposed to come here and he flipped and went to Nebraska.
Right.
He didn't turn out to be good. And then you had I can't remember his name, but he was at Georgia. He went to Kentucky and he turned out to be terrible.
Oh, Brock Vandegrift. Yeah,
Brock Vandegrift.
Yeah, and I was actually rooting for Brock. Like I thought that he would be that dual quarterback that we all want at Georgia, because at this point with Georgia, I'm expecting to see us with a dual threat quarterback, somebody that can take off, to make passes on a run. You know what I mean? But right now, I'm just more concerned with what we're going to look like next season as far as Gunnar Stockton goes. Like I said, beginning of the season, I wasn't with it, but now that I've seen him over and over week to week throughout the season, I'm kind of on that bandwagon now. So at this point, it doesn't bother me if Jared Curtis is actually out there looking to, flip to Vanderbilt. And I'm going to be honest with you, before I dig into what I think, why he's choosing to go to Vanderbilt, or he's choosing to visit Vanderbilt, I don't know if Jared Curtis understands that he may not have the same success that Diego is having with Vanderbilt. I don't think he realizes that. You know what I mean?
What's his position?
Who's that?
The recruit, the one they're trying to flip to Vanderbilt.
He's a quarterback. He's a quarterback.
Oh, yeah, because you see. Diego Pavia, he's like Menzel. He puts the team on his back. I don't know if this quarterback you're saying can do that.
And that's what I was saying. I don't know, and I don't think Jared Curtis really realized that after Diego, I don't know if Vanderbilt is going to have the same success that they have been having for the last 2 years. I don't know if that success is going to continue. So I think that a part of Jared Curtis is noticing that. For one, he's from Nashville. Two, you know what I mean? It'll look good with him going to Vanderbilt. And he, like I said, I don't want to get too deep into it, but what I will say is I don't know if he'll have the same success. Now, is he thinking about that? Because you got to understand, Diego is wearing that. Go ahead.
And here's the thing: if he automatically starts as a true freshman, you know, it doesn't work out good as a true freshman. Look at Bryce Underwood; he's not doing too hot, is he?
Yep. And they gave him.
It doesn't work out. It doesn't work out so well. I mean, sometimes it works good, sometimes it doesn't.
Right. And that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I don't know if he realizes that you may not have that same type of success that Diego is actually having. You know what I mean? Outside of Diego, Vanderbilt does not have, to me, Vanderbilt doesn't have too much of anything outside of Diego. So after Diego, what do you have? You know, so yeah, he can come in and start, but is he gonna have the same type of success? Now
It's all about the experience you get. And, you know, it's all about how much experience you get.
Yeah, because it's got to translate over. Yeah, you can be a 5-star all day. You can be balling out in high school all day, but to come into college football in the SEC and start, it's going to be very difficult for you. So I think sometimes you might want to sit down and for a year or two and kind of gain some experience and see what's going on, especially when you're coming into the SEC. That's just my opinion on it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
That's why I'm not really concerned with him flipping. I'm not really concerned with it. I know the fan base is like, everybody's talking about it. But my only thing is he doesn't have college football experience. Yes, he's a 5-star. Yes, we would love to see a 5-star start for the Georgia Bulldogs. But at the same time, a 5-star did not win us 2 natties back to back. And we have to, you know, realize that and understand that.
No, Stetson Bennett he started and he played at the university, but then he came back as a walk-on.
Yeah.
And then he wasn't even the starter the second go around.
Right.
He had to earn his way back.
Right.
Yeah.
That's why I want people to understand that, especially the dog fans.
He was like 24, 25 when he won his first national title.
Right. He was an older guy, and I think Diego is also an older guy too. So, you know, my thing is people have to realize that long as you have a good, this is my observation of it. Long as you have a great defense or a good defense, you can have a decent quarterback under center. You don't have to have an elite quarterback under center. Now Stetson Bennett was a pretty good quarterback.
Now you do need a decent offensive line, but I mean,
you
need a decent offensive.
Well, yeah, that's true. You do need a decent offensive line, but for the most part, when we talk about the quarterback position, you don't need an elite quarterback in order to win the Natty. We have proven that here at UGA. We've proven that.
Yeah, look at Julian Sand. Look at the last quarterback from Ohio State. I can't remember his name to save my life.
Right. And that's all I say. Like, a lot of the Georgia fans, a lot of people are going crazy about this situation, and I understand. You know, he wait this long to decide to take the visit.
I want to get into it about those Alabama fans. KB was on his channel.
Yeah.
He posted something a second ago about saying winning the national title. I don't know how you're going to win the national title when your defense looks as bad as it does in that run game, when it can't stop a nosebleed. It looked terrible against South Carolina. When you can't stop the run like that, and it's not just South Carolina, it's other teams. Vanderbilt, Mizzou.
Right.
I mean, the run game, you can't stop the run.
And also, you don't and also Alabama doesn't really have a good run game. Also, so I don't see where KB thinking that.
Now they do eat up the clock in the pass game, but I mean, still, it doesn't matter. Your defense is not that good when it comes to stopping the run, and I think that's where I think Indiana could beat you. Because I think Indiana's the best team in the country. I think Indiana's the best team in the country, in my opinion.
Okay. Well, we definitely will see.
I really think Indiana's a little bit better than Ohio State. I'm just saying. I know Ohio State, they got the same thing that Georgia had they had Julian saying he's an average quarterback, but he's playing with a great offense
Right.
and a good, really, extremely elite defense.
Right.
But, I mean, I really think Indiana can beat Ohio State in that because they're going to play each other in the Big Ten. I don't see how it's not going to happen. So I see Indiana making it all the way. I really do see them making it to a national title.
Yeah, I'll go with Indiana also. In my opinion, I do think Indiana is a better team than Ohio State. Ohio State does pretty good, but I mean, I guess I could kind of say
there's teams they played that are the same teams and they've scored better than Ohio State.
Right. Yeah, that's
like,
why I say
Illinois. Like Illinois, it was 65-10 or something like that. It was more than even close.
Right.
That was Indiana, and it was like 30 Ohio State to 10 or 20 or something like that.
Right, but my biggest issue though is the fact that I even though I want to see Georgia get there to where they need to be, I know that we're not where we need to be. Especially the defense, and that's the biggest thing coming into this Florida game.
And that's why I don't see us winning a title. I believe we can make the playoffs, but winning a national title, I don't see that happening.
No,
I do see us in the Florida game like struggling because we don't know what the offensive coordinator is going to do because it's not Billy Napier calling plays.
Right.
It's a whole different coordinator.
Right, exactly. So that's their I guess you could say they're one up on us to the fact that we don't know what they're gonna do. You know what I mean? Especially with this defense that we have nowadays, it's like this defense is so inconsistent, and you showing signs by shutting Alabama out. And I think we might have shut who else we shut out? I think we might have shut was it Auburn or Kentucky? One of those two teams we were able to shut, which neither one of those teams are very good. But the fact that we were able to shut Alabama out, that showed that we can, stand in the paint and do what we need to do. But at the same time, we just don't know what Florida's offense is going to do without Billy Napier being there and them having a new coach. So that's the biggest thing, man. I think we'll still pull off the win. I don't have no doubt about my Dogs. I believe we'll still pull off the win. I do have us down in the first half. I do see us winning in the second half. I do see us winning there, but I do see us down in the first half just because we've been trailing every year since last year. We've been trailing since the Texas game of last year. Well, judging by our history, this season alone, we've been down the whole season, but we've shown that we can come back and win ball games even when we are down.
Last year, too, we were trailing. The only game we didn't trail was Texas last year.
Right. So we have been having that issue, but Georgia is still, one of those teams that can come back and beat you at any minute. So especially in that second half.
Yes.
So,
the only team I think we might have a problem with because it's a rivalry game is probably Georgia Tech. And I know Florida's a rivalry game, but I really think Georgia Tech might be the toughest game because they're going to have 50% crowd, Georgia Tech on one side of the stadium, 50% Georgia fans on the other side of the stadium.
Well, I'm gonna tell you like this. If Haynes King don't run the ball, they lose. I'm gonna just be honest with you. If he doesn't run the ball. Yeah, if he doesn't run the ball like at least 50 to 65% of the time, they're going to lose that ball game. Haynes King has nothing for me. Like there's nothing that he did last weekend to show me that he can beat the Georgia Bulldogs in the air. I'll say that. In the air, I don't believe that he can beat the Georgia Bulldogs. But as far as running the ball, he's going to have to do that majority of the game.
Not if they commit penalties, because Georgia does commit some penalties.
Right. So we can give and that's true. We can give the game away by, drawing penalties. But I just believe in my opinion, because I said that when I went live for the Ole Miss game, that if Trinidad didn't run the ball in that second, and I think the fourth quarter, if he didn't run the ball, they would lose the game. And that's exactly what happened. They tried to establish him too much as a quarterback. He didn't run the ball, and they end up losing the game. And I feel like for Haynes King, it's going to be the same outcome outcome. If he doesn't run that ball majority of the game, they definitely are going down to the Georgia. They're going down, period. You know what I mean? That's just my mindset. That's where I'm at with it. I don't believe that we're losing to anybody else, for the rest of the season. I think we can lose to teams like Florida and Mississippi, even Mississippi State. I don't know about Texas because I'm hearing.
I don't know about Mississippi State because they'll just give the game away.
I know I heard something about Arch Manning. I don't know if he has a concussion or is he going through some situation. I don't know if he's going to be ready.
He has arm. It's an arm or shoulder injury.
I don't know why the article said something about a concussion, but however, they're going to get brutalized. Also, I believe in this team after this long. What we've seen.
I don't think Texas is going to beat Georgia, especially at home.
Right.
I think Georgia's going to beat Texas, even if we trail. I still think Georgia's going to beat Texas. I don't see Texas beating Georgia. Not the way they play.
Yeah, I really don't see any losses for the rest of the season, but that doesn't mean that I'm not going to be on the edge of my seat when, week to week. I'll still be on the edge of my seat, but I don't believe that any team right now, I don't believe we'll lose to any team right now, but I do believe that with Florida we got to be careful. Also Texas we have to be careful, as well as Georgia Tech. So but man, I want to get a couple more calls in, man. I appreciate you for calling in and giving your opinion on this whole situation, man, and staying down with the Doghouse, man. I appreciate you, man, and everything you do.
Yeah.
All right, man. You have a good one.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, man, it's good conversation. That's why I love doing these lives, man. We have good conversation. To be honest with you, I think we have some of the best conversations, of any Doghouse content creator. We have some of the best conversations because we are realistic and we're very honest when it comes to our dogs over here at the Doghouse channel. Let's see, somebody else is calling in.
Mondo.
Oh, that's my guy, Mondo. That's my guy coming in. What's going on, Mondo?
What's going on, brother? Can you hear me?
Man, I can hear you crystal clear, man. How you feeling, man? What's going on, man?
Man, just trying to stay dry and warm, bro.
Oh yeah, it's definitely pouring down out here in Columbia, man. I'm staying inside, man. I'll be good inside. I'm afraid I'm gonna melt if I go out.
Yeah, I know that's right.
Man, what you got to say, man? What's on your mind?
Yeah, man, I was listening to you and Jared's conversation, man. I agree with most of what he said, except the fact that Georgia Tech, a lot of people, I think they're being a little overhyped, bro. They beat Clemson. Their toughest game was against Clemson.
Yeah.
And they barely won that one by a field goal. Okay?
Right.
And Clemson has took some L's this year. Clemson is nothing like they were the last year. They're nothing like they were last year.
Yeah.
So and then a lot of people looking at that game from last year where they took us to 8 overtimes.
Oh,
we were looking at ahead. We were looking ahead at Texas. We were hit with injuries.
Right.
Right. Our mind, we were not in them players' mind wasn't on the game, bro. They were
not
thinking
at
about
all.
Atlanta.
Right.
This time they're gonna have 100% all of our attention.
Yes, Lord. Yep.
Like I
said, Lord.
man, I think Bama and Texas A&M, they're gonna pretty much run the table. That's your SEC matchup.
Mm-hmm.
So therefore, they have Georgia Tech will come in the top 5. They'll be ranked inside the top 5 by then.
Right.
So they'll have our attention. They you know what I think they'll do?
What's that?
And this will add fuel to the fire.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't be surprised if they, before the game, have Georgia Tech. Now I'm talking about the playoff committee now.
Right.
Have Georgia Tech ranked higher than us. And that's going to give us extra motivation.
Oh yeah. My only thing is to it is that just judging based off of maybe 1 or 2 games that I have watched from Georgia Tech, I don't believe that Georgia Tech can honestly beat Georgia. Like, even with me doubting Gunnar Stockton, Haynes King can't get in a shootout with Gunnar Stockton. I don't believe that can happen. He can't get in a shootout. He's going to have to run the ball damn near 70% of the time. That's, in my opinion, that's the only way. Now, have our defense been a little inconsistent? Yeah. But at the end of the day, from what I seen last week, if he come with that, which I don't believe we'll see the same type of team that we seen last week, or, you know, this past Saturday, I don't believe we'll see that same team at the end of the season. But my thing is, in my opinion, I believe he's going to have to run the ball in order to really score. He's going to have to run that ball. I didn't see anything this past Saturday that said, well, we may have to watch out for this or we may have to watch out for that. No, I didn't see anything. So my mindset is the same way I had with Trinidad and Ole Miss. If you don't run the ball, you're going to lose to the Georgia Bulldogs. You know what I mean? So that's just where I'm at with mine.
And the difference between Trinidad and Haynes King, Trinidad can beat you on the ground and in the air.
Mm-hmm.
He put up some points on us. He drove the ball in the air, but when they got down there in their red zone, they running it on you into the end zone.
Right.
Where Haynes King, he's kind of more one-dimensional.
Yep.
Last year, we were, our run defense was suspect. This year, it's harder to run on us.
Right.
As bad as our defense has been playing this year, our run defense is much improved. You're not going to line up and run on us all day long. That is why I say Georgia Tech is, plus the fact that they're going to have our full attention on Black Friday this time around, and they moved it to the Dome. I mean, I don't know why they did that. I don't know why they didn't keep it at Bobby Dodd.
Man.
That would have been more of an advantage for them. But the fact that they moved it to Mercedes-Benz Stadium, it'll be practically like a home game for us.
Man, I could already see how this game gonna play out. Haynes King gonna be running for his life the whole game. This is my opinion. This is what I think is gonna happen. He's gonna try to he's gonna try to take what the defense give him, and sometimes we do give him a lot, give different offensive a lot, but I think that he's going to be running for his life, and it's not going to work out for him. Just as well as it's not going to work out for Florida, just as well as it's not going to work out for Texas and everybody else. I don't give a damn, And I saw your live, and I 100% agree with what you talked about as far as we have to be on point for the rest of the damn season. And I mean it. Defense mainly. That's why I kept saying defense, because that's the main thing that we got to get together for the rest of the damn season. We got to go hard. Now, am I expecting a championship anywhere or a title? No, I'm not really expecting that. But at the same time, I want us to dominate for the rest of this damn season, because we had a tough enough time all season worried about being behind and trying to play from behind and win ball games. You said Shabazz.
I will say this. Jared was saying that Indiana is the best team. I disagree. Indiana, listen, man, I don't put a lot of stock in Oregon. And Oregon's defense, man, it took them 2 overtimes to take down Penn State. And besides Penn State, man, Oregon ain't really been tested. I got to see Oregon against USC later on this year. And Indiana, man, they don't play anybody. They don't play they're not playing USC. They don't play Ohio State this year. Yeah, they're not playing Nebraska. They're not playing any team with a defense. You understand what I'm saying? Oregon's defense is not what it was last year, and definitely the year before. So I'm not putting my stock in Indiana, man. Yeah, they got an offense, true enough, man, but they line up against an SEC team, and I ain't even saying it got to be us. If they line up against Ole Miss or Vanderbilt or Missouri, would you really put your money on Indiana?
No, I wouldn't do that. Not at all. I wouldn't do that at all. I agree with you on that, definitely. But let's move on, man, because I know that I definitely wanted to talk to you about Jared Curtis. What are your thoughts on Jared Curtis?
Okay, you asked the question earlier, okay, and I don't think I had the answer to it, but I know the inside scoop on it, okay?
Okay.
Not last Friday, but the Friday before last.
Okay.
Pavia went to a game, went to one of Jared Curtis's high school games, okay?
Okay.
And they chopped it up. They chopped it up after the game. So in return, Jared Curtis was like, okay, I'm gonna come, I'm gonna go to a Vandy game.
Right.
So now ESPN, man, you gotta keep an eye on Kurt Herbstreit, man. He's a Georgia hater. Okay.
Big time hater. Yep.
Georgia hater. So that was kind of by design. Having that comedian come up there and then having him to kind of shoot his shot at Jared Curtis live on the air, and then Kurt Herbstreit kind of like co-signing into it. Remember now, that's how we lost Dylan Raiola.
Yep.
Yeah, it was a blessing in disguise because Gunner turned out to be a hell of a lot better.
Exactly.
But Kurt, these 5 stars, man. Yeah, like Jared said, man, these 5 stars, man. I don't get all excited about these 5-star quarterbacks. You understand what I'm saying? Because they're prima donnas, man. They want money. They think about money. They thinking about cars. They thinking about women. You know what I'm saying? To give me a kid like Gunner, man,
right,
that's driving a 1985 pickup truck, driving his granddaddy pickup truck, that grew up a Georgia fan. You can pull up pictures of Gunner. Right. With him with his little league Georgia outfit on, and how he was playing videos of him when he was a kid playing in his backyard with his friends, pretending to be the quarterback, pretending to drive Georgia down for a winning touchdown for a national title. This kid is living out his fantasy, his dream. He wants to be here, Georgia.
He wants to be there. I
want players, Major, that want to be here. That's why I mean, it used to be a time I would get uptight when we would lose 5 stars like Jaden Hazelwood. I was pissed about that, man. But we got George Pickens.
Well,
you understand what I'm saying?
I feel you, but the only thing that I look at, the Jared Curtis situation is not a major blow for me. It's the fact that we lose Justice Terry. We lose James Johnson.
Yes.
We lose Tyler Atkins. And you know what? It's so crazy. I don't know if you know or if the chat know. Tyler Atkins is he's from Georgia, or he lived in Georgia. Buford. Yeah, Buford, right? Okay, so Buford, not that far from Athens. You know what I mean?
No, I'm sorry, Grayson. He went to Grayson, bro.
But it wasn't that far from Athens. The man actually visited Georgia 10 or more times. For him to visit Georgia that many times and still decide to go to Texas, sometimes that worries me. You know what I mean? Because I'm like, wait a minute. We've been recruiting this guy since like the 8th grade. He's done visit Georgia more than 10 times. And then he still chooses to go to Texas. So most of us, we can only speculate that it's about money, right? But my thing is, it's definitely, when you speculate. Right, right. But it's just like, that's why I titled the video, what does this say about Georgia? Because Georgia if we lose Jared Curtis, that would be the 4th 5-star player that we have lost. Now, of course, 5-star don't always matter. You know what I mean? But my thing is to lose these guys. You lost 3 to Texas, and you'll be and if you lose Jared Curtis, you'll be losing him to Vanderbilt. So I'm like, we gonna have to realize that the competition ain't only on the field no more. The competition is definitely gonna be within recruiting. And I think it's always been in competition, but with the NIL being very present nowadays, that competition is going to be very thick for Kirby Smart and the rest of the coaching staff to keep these guys on staff, man, because we see right now that we can easily lose players, to different programs in the SEC.
Yeah, Major, but do you want those type of players? Because the thing about it is that ain't no stipulation in these contracts. They can come and get their bag and either A, get out there on the field half-ass drag, B, have that prima donna-like attitude where they're not really trying. It's happening on a lot of teams, man. Look what that Texas A&M historic class that they had in 2022.
Right.
Team full of 5 stars. I mean, that was the best in the history of college football, the most historic class. And they all, I mean, man, a lot of them turned out to be busts, man. Do you want players that want to be here at Georgia to come play, develop? They know you come to Georgia, we're a pipeline to the NFL. No doubt about that.
Oh yeah, they looking at Georgia.
Yeah. Kirby has been putting players. We've been like an NFL factory here.
Exactly.
In Georgia for the last 10 years. So
and Philly made it known. Philadelphia Eagles, they made it known that they're looking at the Georgia Bulldogs. The Rams. Yeah, and the Rams. They let it be known. Yeah. So that is true. And I do want guys that really want to be at Georgia. And I do want guys that feel like if I come to Georgia, I will be developed. It's just I know that every year you're gonna have guys that may flip or, make a different decision to go somewhere else. I just see with this season, I'm like, okay, that will be the 4 or 5 stars. So right now we're number 2 in the recruiting class of 26. We got USC ahead of us right now. I think Bama might be 3 or 4, but my only thing is with us being in the top 5, we really been in the top 4. We haven't even been 5 since, I don't know. I know from 2020 to 2025, we haven't been even 5. We've been in the top 4 actually. We was number 2 this season, and we were number 2 last season. I just think when you talk about recruiting, I think that we always tend to recruit at a high level, but is it showing up week to week? This, like we talk about all the time, this is a reloading season, but we needed to start showing up as far as coaching goes. We needed to start showing up because you can't be in the top 5 and you're looking like, I'm gonna say trash. But the defense, man, I don't know what to think about the defense nowadays.
And that's my concern, Major. It ain't. See, you made a statement, man, when I first started watching you last year, man. You made the quote of the year in 2024.
What's that?
You said, at the end of the day, them stars behind your name don't mean a damn thing, man. It comes down to development. I said, man, this brother, the way I subbed up there, watch you ever since.
Oh yeah. That's the truth.
I said, man,
that's the
truth. This dude could vibe, man.
Hey, that's the truth. And I think what made me think of that was, Stetson Bennett. Stetson Bennett was the main person. Stetson Bennett, Ladd McConkey, they just made me think, wait a minute, why are we talking about stars so much? You know what I mean?
Davis too. Jordan Davis,
he was a 3-star. Exactly. You know what I mean? Even Javon, we can go further. Javon Bullard, he was another 3-star. And that's what made me believe. I said, you know what? We can't always be so hyped about these 5 stars because if you watch Georgia football didn't have a 5-star quarterback that won 2 natties back to back. You won 2. That is very difficult to do, to win 2 natties back to back, and he did that with Ladd McConkey. They also had your Javon Bullard and your Javon Davis. Your Jordan Davis. So yeah, that's what I guess put me in the mindset when I saw those guys, and I'm still rocking with that. But I know that most of us do want to see Georgia have a 5-star, especially with the fact that we know that if Gunnar Stockton comes back, I don't know. I don't know if Ryan sticks around. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if he sticks around or not, but he may have to because if
I'm gonna tell you how I think this thing gonna play out, man.
Okay, because I don't know.
Gunnar is having such a damn good year, man. And if we run the table, bro, which I think we can do, and he continues to raise his level of play and pad the stats, and if he get to New York and become a Heisman finalist, man, I don't know if he coming back, bro. Because it's a business now. It ain't like it was back when Stetson them was coming along and Aaron Murray and all them was coming along, bro. You're gonna have agents getting in his ear, like, and now with the NFL, you got a lot of these older quarterbacks. Half in the NFL, Their starters are veterans.
Right.
They're in their 30s, man. Look what the Falcons going through, man.
Yeah.
Penix went down. Now we stuck with Cousins.
Right.
So it's high demand for quarterbacks now, man. So
it is.
Don't be surprised. Come January, you you start seeing like bulletins where Gunner is declaring for the NFL. Don't be surprised, bro. After 1 year, he goes into the NFL. Now, if I had to bet, I'll bet that he will come back. But and don't be surprised. You have a major.
And don't be surprised, not to cut you off, but don't be surprised if Jared Curtis flips, because like I said, I was saving it for the middle of the video or whatever, or the live. But if you look at it from his standpoint, or to his defense, if you look at it from his viewpoint, right? Okay, you got Georgia, where when I signed to Georgia, when I first signed to Georgia, I decommitted. Then I turned around and committed back to Georgia, because in my mind, I'm thinking he's looking at it from a standpoint like, I want to start and I want to get some money. That's the way I'm thinking he looking at it. So, okay, we in week what week we in? 9 going into 10?
10.
Okay, 10. The first thing I'm thinking is, well, damn, Gunnar Stockton is looking damn good. So I'm not going to get my start. You know what I mean? I know that I'm not going to get my start here. And I know that a lot of people was already, because I think what he thought was, his mindset was, okay, half of the fan base, love Gunnar Stockton, and the other half not really feeling him like that. So that's the beginning of the season. Now that he sees how well he has been doing this season, now I think he's allowing Vanderbilt to kind of get in his ear a little bit more. Because if y'all realize, the chat, for everybody that's in the chat, if y'all realize who the backup quarterback is for the Vanderbilt Commodores, this is a 3-star quarterback. Don't have really much experience at all. I think he had like 67 passing yards for like 1 touchdown. So he obviously been with the program. So if I'm Jared Curtis, I'm definitely looking at that. I'm looking at, wait a minute, I'm from Nashville. It's going to look very good for me to commit to, this team, and I get to get a bag, and on top of getting the bag, I get to start soon as I get into college. I get to college. So I think that's where his mindset is mostly on. So if he does flip, I think that's what it would be. It wouldn't just be one in particular thing. It probably would just be the fact that he know he gonna get his start, and to get a bag. I mean, you can't beat that.
Yeah, man. I think he's gonna flip. I agree with you.
Definitely.
I didn't say it out loud this morning, but that's just. I'm saying it live right now on your program. I think he's gonna flip.
He's definitely,
and it would make sense for him, bro. You go to Vanderbilt, get the bag, and be the man.
Right. Yeah, I mean, that's how I'm looking at it. If I'm sitting right here and I'm Jared Curtis, shout out to Kangaroo Black for stepping off in the live. If I'm Jared Curtis,
salute Kangaroo.
Yeah. Salute to everybody that's in the live. Matter of fact, because there's a couple of people that I've never seen before. So shout out to everybody. But if I'm Jared Curtis right now, honestly, with me being a Dog fan, I would flip to Vanderbilt. Like, honestly, I would go to Vanderbilt, because I know for a fact that Vanderbilt is definitely giving the bag. They definitely doing that. And on top of that, I know that I got a 3-star that's a backup that don't really have that much experience. He's not that great of a quarterback. So I know I got a better chance of winning this quarterback position. So that's how that's how I'm looking at it. You know what I mean? So
now the only thing that will probably give him pause, Major, is Clark Lee.
Clark Lee,
you got Penn State still open. You got Florida. They still need a coach. You got LSU now. That coaching vacancy then came up. There's no telling who else.
Right.
Who else? You may have Wisconsin.
Right.
You don't know what could happen at Auburn.
Now, when earlier in this live, I talked about Dog of the Dawn. Or Dawn of the Dog, the website. Now, me personally, I don't know much about these websites like that. I tend to stick with the main ones, because some people give out false information. Do you know anything about Dawn of the Dog? I'm just asking you, since we on the phone right now. Do you know anything about?
I didn't know anything about it until you just mentioned it.
Okay, so
went live.
Okay, so you can actually go look it up yourself, but according to Dawn of the Dog, Jared Curtis is only going. This is what the article says. Jared Curtis, the only reason he's going to visit Vanderbilt, which I don't. Before I say what the article said, I don't believe it, but it could it could be true. I don't know, but me personally, I don't believe it. But Jared, the only reason he's going to visit Vanderbilt is because some of his high school players are actually planning to go to Vanderbilt. So he's only going in support of of the players that he's playing with in high school.
I told you what it was, man. I told you what it was. Pavia went to his high school game. Brought his little entourage. Pavia got an entourage.
Yeah.
Did you see him on Shannon Sharp?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
He always had that entourage with him. So they came deep in the high school game, and they chopped it up after the game.
Right.
So
Jared
Curtis, in return, went to go see him play, which was a big game. Mizzou at home, big game. So.
Right, but like I said,
it ain't got nothing to do with nothing else, man.
But like I said with the last caller, I don't know if Jared Curtis is really paying attention. But me personally, I wouldn't look at it like this is not just me being a Dog fan, but I don't know if Vanderbilt is going to have the same type of success they've had the last 2 seasons without a Diego type of quarterback. You see what I'm saying? So I understand that he want to get his start, he want to get his bag, but is he going to have that type of success that Diego has been having at Vanderbilt? You know what I mean? Like
if Clark Lee stays, because remember last year a lot of people thought Vander was a fluke.
Yeah,
and the only podcaster that actually said, "Hey, Vandy is here to stay," was Kangaroo Black.
Okay,
and I got to give a shout out to Kangaroo Black.
Gotta give credit.
He did say this Vander team is for real. Don't be surprised if they, be in the top 10 and competing for a playoff.
Right.
And here we are. They're inside the top 10. And if you look at their remaining schedule, if you could pull it up, man, if they get past Texas, which is a strong possibility.
There's a big possibility.
It arches down. If Arch don't play, they will beat Texas. The only thing left in their path is Tennessee, and I think they could straight up beat Tennessee.
Oh, man. They can beat Tennessee, definitely. Yeah. Definitely. So, these guys are looking pretty good. I'm just looking at the fact of, with this Jared Curtis situation, I don't know if he's going to have that same type of success that they are having. Me personally, I don't believe that he will. I believe that he'll have some success, but I don't believe he's going to have this type of success. Without Diego, where does that leave Vanderbilt? That's why they are being so sneaky and desperate at this point to try to get Jared Curtis, because without Diego, they're the normal Vanderbilt. You know what I mean? They go back to the normal scheduling. You know what I mean? So I think at this point you have to be desperate to try to reel him in. Hey man, you from Nashville. You know what I mean? What Georgia giving you? We can double that. So it's like you never know what's really going on. And from the first time that he decommitted from Georgia, that told me something also. When he did, because a lot of players do that. I'm not even gonna lie. A lot of players do commit early and then decommit. But you commit, you decommit, you turn around and commit again, and then you wait till week 10 and decide to go and take a visit to your hometown. Yeah, we can expect him to go ahead and leave. So that's
I will say this though, Major. Vandy recruits damn good receivers. Remember they had that kid Will Shepherd.
Yeah, they had. Yep.
And they had Landon Humphreys.
London Humphreys. Yep.
Yeah, and them 2 young receivers that played Saturday, they look good, bro. They look good. And that Cedric Alexander, having him in the backfield, and that other young running back that ran that long touchdown run Saturday against Mizzou. If they can hold on to Clark Lee, they gonna be around. They're gonna be a problem for a minute, maybe.
Yeah, we gonna see. We gonna see. Like I say, I don't have no hatred toward Jared Curtis. I don't feel no type of way about it. Honestly, the only thing that I do feel is that I feel like we're number 2 for the recruiting class of 26. We're number 2 right now, and I think for the most part it's because of Jared Curtis. Outside of Jared Curtis, we don't have a 5-star for the 2026 class, but it's early right now, so we ain't really got to worry about that right now. But my thing is, even though we know that 5-star quarterbacks, they don't typically win national championships. Like, you don't need a 5-star to win a national championship, but I would love to see us have a 5-star quarterback in that QB room, because at the end of the day, what if Gunnar Stockton does choose to leave? If he balls out, what if he does? We still got Ryan Puglisi, but then obviously we'll have to hit the transfer portal very hard.
Yeah, I was about to say that. How many teams done got steals out the portal? Go back to 2018. Ohio State got Fields. LSU got Joe Burrow out the transfer portal. You look at Indiana now; they got Mendoza.
Yeah. So the transfer portal would definitely I think, as if right now, if let's say that Jared Curtis leaves, that transfer portal is definitely going to open up for one. The defense is definitely going to open. They definitely going to have it open for the defense. Now, I know Kirby like to say that we're looking for players for any position, but we know. We don't have to listen to Kirby. We know that we're definitely going to open it up for that defense side of the ball, and definitely for a quarterback. Because right now, all we have to lean on is Gunnar Stockton and Ryan Puglisi at this point. And Ryan Montgomery. You also have Ryan Montgomery also. So those are the 3 guys right now. But with Jared Curtis just getting ready to decide to leave, we definitely got to, because I think Kirby like to keep at least 5 scholarship quarterbacks on hand. So, we just got to get somebody out the transfer portal, however it works, And
I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I'm not too sure if he could have beat Puglisi out head to head for the job next year.
I don't believe he would have. That's why he's choosing to take that visit, because you wait until the middle of the season, like we in week 10, and now you want to take a visit? Like, nah, he did have an offer. This man had an offer from every single program in college football, ACC, SEC, everybody, the big dogs in college football. So he did have all the offers, but all of a sudden now you decide to take a visit. You might be seeing the playing field a little different from how the fan base is seeing it. The fan base is just like, oh, why is he leaving? But for the most part, you gotta put yourself in his shoes and be like, okay, well, if I look at my chances, okay, if I'm able to get a certain amount of money from Vanderbilt, they got the money, so they gonna spend it. You know what I mean? So I'm looking like, oh, I can get a bag over here, and I know I can outdo their little backup that they have. People is going to root. The fan base is going to want Jared Curtis way more than Blaze Balowiski or whatever his name is. They're going to want Jared Curtis way more anyway. So he'll have a better chance to start over there. And I think that's where his mindset is at this point. And it is what it is.
That ain't always a good thing, bro. Throwing a freshman out there, a true freshman out there as your starter in today's college football world, bro. That ain't really a good thing. Back in the 90s, you could get away with that, man. But now, you got grown men. You could lining up against grown men now. They letting dudes play that they late 20s now.
Right.
So
now,
you putting a true freshman out there, 17, 18-year-old true freshman out there as your starting quarterback.
You gambling. Now I'm seeing Dunny saying Kirby was smart not starting Fields. Looking at it now.
Hey man, no man. Let me tell you something, bro. Let's go back to 2018. We were in Baton Rouge. We was getting dragged by LSU at halftime. We was down by like 2 touchdowns and a field goal. Yeah, that was Kirby's golden opportunity to bench from and make the change. Had Justin Fields would have took over at that point in the season, I think that 2018 year would have been a natty year.
But I like to understand why Dunny actually said that, because I don't just judging based on what Justin Fields did after Georgia, I don't understand what made him make he said it twice. So He said, "Laugh, but it's true. Even though we might not ever know." Yeah, but if we won't ever know, how is it true though? That's the thing. Like
that is not true. Look, man. That's just like saying, well, you got a Porsche and you got a Sonata in your garage, and you just rather drive your Sonata.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You and you just gonna sell your Porsche,
right,
and keep your Sonata, man. Come on.
Yeah, I mean, everything is proven to be right about Justin Fields. He went to Ohio State, he balled out, and he's doing the same thing right now in the NFL. So, and where is Jake Fromm right now?
He's selling insurance.
He's selling
Shabazz Ali, that right there, that's why one thing about Major, man, that's why I like, bro, you keep it all the way real.
Yeah, exactly.
When you be saying these big dog casters be lying, one of the biggest lies that they used to tell us was back in 2018, that entire year, where people would come in the chat, ask them what's going on with Fields, and they would lie and say that he couldn't read defense. That was a big lie, bro.
Yeah.
That was a big, and we found out because Ohio State run a more complicated offense than Georgia.
Exactly, and I think they did that purposely, because they wanted to give an excuse on why Kirby Smart didn't start Justin Fields. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
That was the excuse they decided to use. Oh, he couldn't read the defense. No. So why in the hell did he go to Ohio and ball the hell out? Why in the hell is he in the NFL right now doing his thing in the NFL? You don't see Jake Fromm in the NFL. But Jake Fromm was but Jake Fromm was all on Netflix. He was on that show, that that little, I don't know if they still do that little show on Netflix, where, because I think Spencer Rattler was on it. I know for a fact Jake Fromm was on it, and they was like showing their day-to-day life. And I think that's all it was. It was mainly politics on Jake Fromm. And this is no hate to Jake Fromm, but at the end of the day, is a business. We got to go with who's the better quarterback, and we all know that Justin Fields was the better quarterback, and it showed. Eventually, it did show.
Not even close. Not even close.
Not even close. Not even close. So at the end of the day, it is what it is. If Jared Curtis decided to leave, I'm comfortable with it. I don't know about y'all. I'm very comfortable with it. I don't think that Jared Curtis brings us anything new. He's listed as a pocket passer, so he's definitely, I don't know if he can
not
run.
Mobile.
Yeah,
no, he's not as mobile as Puglisi or Gunner.
So that tells me all I need to know, because I believe in this day and age,
you would have been upset, because you would have been like, I could just see you, man. Wait a minute, why Curtis ain't running the ball? Why he's staying? It's kind of like his style of play, man. It's kind of like Carson Beck and Jake Fromm.
And I didn't really watch his high school highlights as much. I watched a couple of clips of it, but I realized that he wasn't as mobile. And I think that in this day and age, you have to have a mobile quarterback. I don't see us winning too many natties with a guy that's going to sit in the pocket and just think he's going to make throws all over the field. No, you have to have a running quarterback, man, at this day and age. So even if he does leave, like I said, I'm very comfortable with it. I'm not hyped up about it, all mad or whatever. No, I'm also like, okay, if he does leave, we still got a quarterback in Gunnar Stockton, and we also have a decent quarterback in Ryan Puglisi. We got Ryan Montgomery also. People sleep on him also. So, it is what it is.
And that portal going to be loaded.
The portal going to be wide open.
That portal going to be loaded, bro.
And we're going to be live for that. And we're going to be live for that winter portal, because it's coming up. So, we definitely going to be talking about that, what players we want to see come to Georgia, and, what players we need. Because at this point, we already know we got to get some defensive players in. That's the major thing. If Glenn Schumann and Kirby Smart don't believe that that's what we need to do, I think that's the biggest issue anyway. Somebody said, Shabazz said Carson Beck will be drafted in the 3rd round.
You know what, Major, man? I'll say it's going to be a high demand for quarterbacks this year, man. I'm going to say maybe late 2nd round. Late 2nd round, mid to late 2nd round. But he ain't going nowhere in the 1st.
No, he ain't going in the first.
Mm.
No, he not going in the first. I don't believe that Carson Beck will start. And I'm gonna just be honest with you. I don't believe he'll start. You know, y'all know that was my guy, but you know, just judging based on what he's done at Georgia, now at Miami, I believe that he got to get a little more mobile. And we saw him be a little mobile for Georgia. Obviously, he wasn't fast, but we saw him get out of the pocket and make a little play here and there. But I just don't see him starting for anybody in the NFL right now. But I could be wrong, though. I could be wrong.
The problem with him is, man, he takes unnecessary risk with the ball. I mean, doing dumb stuff like throwing in a triple coverage.
Yeah.
I mean, that Louisville game, man, them interceptions, man. He could have did a check down.
Right, because that was the work. That man threw 3 interceptions back to back with Georgia in different games. It was nowhere near as bad as against Louisville. You know, I'm not even gonna lie. Like all the games that we watched, I hated it that he was throwing into tight coverage. But watching the game with Miami and Louisville, it looked like he was just throwing the ball up. Like, you know, it didn't even look like he was trying to get it to his man at that point. So I was confused with Carson Beck game plan. You know, that was the saddest I saw it, you know, but good thing for me, I don't have him at Georgia, so it doesn't really matter to me. You know what I mean? I definitely took up for him, but it don't matter to me at this point because I'm a dog, so I don't have to worry about, you know, a quarterback throwing 4 and 5 interceptions a game, you know, so it is what it is to me, you know.
He was pressing, man, because you remember before that Louisville game, bro, he was the front runner for the Heisman. All the networks had him as the front runner for the Heisman.
Yeah. He was that guy in the beginning, but it turns out, like you said, like I gotta credit what you said. When he's under pressure, you know what I mean? He's good for throwing an interception or 2 when he gets under pressure because he's not mobile. He can't roll out. And you know what I mean? So it's like at the end of the day, what do you do if you're a pocket passer? You sit in the pocket and either get sacked or throw an interception. I mean, either one of the two, whichever one.
Do you see what your boss just said?
What did he say?
What do you think about that comment?
About Miami has 2 losses coming?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Miami have no more losses coming, to be honest.
Well, look at the last 2 games, bro. I mean, got to go to Blacksburg, and then they got to go to Pitt.
Yeah, I mean, if you add in the interceptions, yeah. If you add in the fact,
it's gonna be cold during that time, man. Windy, especially when they go to Pitt. Bro.
Yeah.
You know, Carson, a Florida boy. Them the Miami boys going up there, man. Come on, man.
Yeah. Hopefully, their defense can you know, wear the team, you know, on their shoulders when it comes to that. But I don't know. 2 more losses, man. It is what it is. I mean, they had a good run. If they they had a good run this season because for the longest they've been trying to, you know, get it right over there down there in Miami. But it is what it is. The only thing that matters.
I agree with you though. I think their defense can carry them to 11-1.
Yeah, I think their defense is legit. Their defense is definitely legit. So we've had that same issue where our defense had to carry us. So that's why I say that about Miami. You know what I mean? Because I've seen defenses carry teams. So, you know, and what gets me is another thing that gets me. And I didn't even want to talk about this, but that Alabama and Carolina game, like that burned me up inside, man, because my mindset is thinking like you got the game. You know what I mean? You got the game. Just take charge and pull it off. You know what I mean? And win it. It seemed like Ty Simpson, man, he is definitely legit, man. He come right down the field and do his thing. And it's sad because I know that a lot of Carolina fans, they wanted to rush that field. They was prepared to rush that field. I don't know if people caught on to that, but they was prepared to rush that field, but it didn't happen for them. I wouldn't have ever believed this season that they would have beat Bama, but the fact that they were neck and neck in that game, it was just like, man, it's crazy. All you got to do is try to close it out. But I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on with Carolina. You know what I mean? It threw me off. It
I
pissed
was
me
watching
off.
Carolina Jackpot. I was watching Carolina Jackpot. The Carolina he's a podcaster for Carolina, heavyset white dude.
Okay, yeah.
And he said something yesterday during his podcast. He was like, Shane Beamer had told them to allow them to score. If you look at that Bernard touchdown,
Yeah,
where he was going around the corner and heading to the end zone, and the South Carolina guy just put his hands up and let him score. Did you catch that?
No, I didn't. I had to go back and watch that. Wow.
Yeah, go back and watch it. That Jeremy Bernard touchdown, man, and hit me up on IG and tell me what did you see the same thing that I saw?
Wow. So you believe there's a little more to it on why that went that way?
Yeah, the way the thing is, he did the same thing that I remember the coach for Green Bay did that in the Super Bowl, where Mike Holmgren was the head coach of Green Bay, and he told the defense to let Terrell Davis scored a touchdown. Terrell Davis walked on in the end zone for the touchdown. Give Brett Favre a little more time to come back and, try to tie the game up. So that's what they were trying to do. Give Lenore Sellers more time to come back and try to tie the game up. But I don't believe in that. Just giving up points.
Yeah, man. That's I can't see. I don't like Shane Beamer like that, but I just don't see Shane Beamer doing that. I mean, I don't know, man. You just never know what's going on in these games. I know I saw recently, it was talking about the NBA, how the referees would be, calling penalties on different players and this, that, and the third. So it's been going on for a long period of time. Yeah.
Remember that Sacramento Lakers playoff game?
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, man. That ref got locked up, didn't he?
Yeah, and that's crazy because this is a ongoing thing with these refs. I don't know much about, college football refs, but when it comes to the NFL and college, well, mainly in the NBA, they do have this little ring that they have going on, and they're exposing it nowadays on these podcasts. They are exposing it. So, I don't know. Maybe Shane Beamer got something going on. Well, he had a bigger bag to lose to take that fall.
I think that was a situation where he didn't want all the time to run out, so Lenore Sellers could have at least like a minute left.
Right.
He allowed the Bama. I mean, I've seen that done before in football, but on basketball, the NBA, they've been crooked, man.
Yeah.
The thing is, them refs, the big name franchises,
right?
They're like, okay, so Sacramento and the Lakers, the Nets had already clinched the East,
right?
So the winner of the Kings and the Lakers would have been playing the New Jersey Nets. And I know, if Sacramento would have won that series, man, them ratings would have tanked. Who gonna sit there and watch Sacramento and New Jersey Nets
exactly
in the NBA final?
Yeah, exactly. Hey, man,
so they did what they had to do. They were like,
hey, shout out to Adrian Nichols, man. I think that's his name. Adrian Nichols. He said he's a part of the Dog Nation now, which, I guess he's saying he's a part of the Dog House. So shout out to him, man, for stepping off in the live. But yeah, man, my team is the Celtics. We got beat last night, but my guy Tatum, he got to get himself get himself back right, and I think we'll be all right. You know what I mean? But those are my dogs. Those Celtics, those are my dogs. So for all the Celtics haters, you know what y'all can do. I'ma always be a Celtic, just like I'm always be a dog. Somebody, Shabazz said,
I'm gonna ride or die with my Hawks.
Okay, you ride with the Hawks. Okay,
they ain't hitting on nothing, but I'm a ride or die with them, bro.
Okay, ain't nothing wrong with that. Shabazz say Beamer looks crooked. Okay,
he do look like one of them dudes, man, that got a casino addiction though.
Yeah. Hey, Dunny said, "Have a good night, everyone. Go Dogs." Shout out to Dunny, man, for stepping off in the live. We'll holler at you, brother. Yeah. Shane Beamer, man. Shane Beamer, I don't know about him, man. He just looked fishy to me. I don't know. He's weird. I never seen, I never seen a guy clap and be so supportive of his team losing. When I saw that, those first couple of years he became Carolina's coach, I'm like, wait a minute. He seemed like he do have a good draw. He seemed like his team, he brings a lot of energy to this team, but I never seen a coach win anything that claps for his team even if they losing. I never seen that. When growing up playing football, I never played for a coach that did shit like that. So when I saw that, I said, "Oh no,
I ain't never seen that either, bro."
No, I ain't never seen. He's slapping them on the ass. Oh, good job, and I'm like, they losing. I'm like, what is the deal? Like, what are we doing? Like, I understand that you want to make your team feel good even when they're losing, but nah, they shouldn't feel good. No. They should feel bad. They should. I mean, that's just the way it goes. 225 girl says Shane has that goofy, all shucks way about him. Yeah, what really tripped me out is when they talked to him in the press conference about Georgia. What year was that? That was like
2021. That was funny as hell.
He kept it all the way 100. I got to give it to him. He kept it all the way 100. You know what? They got 5 stars all over the field, and they're big, they're fast, and I mean, what the hell you think? What the hell you think? I'm like, oh wow. So he kept it 100. You know what I mean? I did.
I got that clip saved on a flash drive somewhere, man.
Man, that was the funniest thing I think I saw. I think that was the funniest thing, and what was the most serious thing what I saw, and the most important thing is when Saban said, "I wouldn't want to play them again." You remember that season? What season was that?
2018,
18, wasn't it?
Yeah.
When Saban said that, I said, "Oh yeah, but we a problem." From that day on, I said Georgia is going to be a problem if Saban is saying this. Georgia is going to continue to be a problem. And regardless of our situation, we've always been a problem. Yeah, man. Shout out to everybody in the comment section, man. I appreciate y'all, man, staying down with me, man. We be having some good talks over here. I ain't going to lie, man. The talks we have over here, man, it be some real detailed shit and some real information. Even the guys that's in the chat, like everybody be on it, man. Everybody know these dogs. I haven't seen nobody in my chat room that don't know what they talking about. Everybody knows exactly what they talking about. Everybody's on point, and I appreciate that because y'all give me insight too. So I appreciate everybody jumping in this thing, man. But man, I'm about to go ahead and end this out, man. So I appreciate you, Mondo, for rocking with me and coming in and chopping it up with me. You always throw out some good game to the chat, so I definitely appreciate you for coming in.
Anytime, bro. Anytime.
Oh yeah, man. And we gonna get on out of here, man. We gonna get out. I appreciate your call, brother.
All right, man. You be blessed, man. Great show, bro.
You do the same. All right, go Dogs. Yeah, man. We have some good talks. We had some good laughs tonight. I didn't know how this thing was going to turn out tonight. I'm not even going to kid y'all. But we had some great talks, man. Yeah, y'all make sure y'all stay tuned to the Dog House. We gonna always be lit, y'all. We gonna always be lit. Can't lie, I got to give a lot of credit to that Crown Royal. I have to. I got to give a lot of credit to that. But for the most part, y'all stay rocking with the Dog House. We constantly running our numbers up. We constantly getting subscribers. I mean, in the last couple of days, I done got over 100 and something subscribers. I appreciate y'all because y'all help me, especially with this chat, because it allow people to feel comfortable to be able to say and feel say what they want about the dogs and not have to feel like they have to ride a bandwagon or have to be quiet on their real opinion. And that's the main thing that I wanted to do over here at the Dog House, is to make people feel comfortable with their true opinion on what they feel about the dogs. And we are establishing that over here at the Dog House. So man, shout out to every single person in the chat. Shout out to every single person that actually clicked into this video, regardless if you hit the like button or not, man. Shout out to y'all, man. 225 Girl, Mondo, Black Sports TV, Adrian Nichols, Shabazz Ali. Who else we got, man? we got a few people, man. Shout out to Tay, Kilo Actual 7. If I miss you, Donnie, shout out to him, Corey Tatum. If I miss you, man, hey, it is what it is, man. I didn't mean to, but shout out to everybody, man, for rocking with the Doghouse. Y'all know we gonna have some good fun whenever we do our thing over here. And I'm about to get out of here, man. You already know what time it is. You know, it's a go Dogs for us. So, you know, regardless of what anybody's doing, you know, we gonna always stay solid for our dogs, and we gonna always rock out, you know, for our dogs. So go Dogs, man. Shabazz said I had to sub to his channel. That's why I couldn't find out. Mr. Cizo about to run this replay, man, bro. You got to run the replay, bro, because you already know what time it is over here at the Doghouse. You got to run the replay if you wasn't in the live. You know what I mean? Please hit the like button, man. Shout out to Mr. Cizo. Hit that like button as y'all walk off in this thing. Even if you got to catch the replay, man, make sure y'all hit that like button. I greatly appreciate it. And we about to get out of this thing. So y'all go ahead and vibe out to the intro. Got the best intro for the Doghouse, too. Y'all best believe that. It don't cost you nothing. Just like Mr. Cizo House saying, don't cost you nothing. Hit that like button. And we out this thing. Go Dogs.